Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. And here we are getting near the end of March. And I want to take a week and share with you some about spiritual gifts. Now, there's a whole listing in the Bible. I believe last time I counted, there's about 23 different gifts. Some of them are miraculous gifts, like healing and speaking in tongues. And some of them are more mundane, like a gift of helps. And I want to look this week at several different ones. I won't get to all of them. I don't have time for that, but perhaps you can, in the midst of what I'm doing and what you then might choose to do on your own, take a good look at what God has for you. So let's start with Romans chapter 12 and beginning with the first verse. Dear brothers and sisters, regarding your question about the special abilities the Spirit gives us, I don't want you to misunderstand. Then we go to verse 4. There are different kinds of spiritual gifts, but the same Spirit is the source of them all. There are different kinds of service, but we serve the same Lord. God works in different ways, but it's the same God who does the work in all of us. Now, this passage kind of sets the stage. And what it's saying is, number one, every believer has been given miraculous gifts or supernatural gifts, gifts that come from God. Nobody's left out. So, wherever you are in life, I can say with all honesty and all directness that God has given you gifts to be used in the kingdom. I don't know if you know what they are. I don't know if you've ever thought about it. But you've been given what he calls spiritual gifts, gifts of the Spirit of God, not something you cultivated yourself, like learning how to throw a baseball really well, but something that came from who knows where, except I do know it comes from God, but you can't really tie it to anything in particular, but you have it. It's a gift. And a gift is meant to be used. I had a friend of mine a long time ago use this illustration. Let's assume you take the car to the gas station and you fill up the tank. Unless you're willing to use the gas that's in the tank, which means go somewhere, you can't fill it up again. Until you have used it, it's of no good to you. It's just sitting there. Now, I don't know anybody who goes to the gas station, fills up the tank, and just sits there. I would say as much as gas costs today, but who knows what it's going to cost tomorrow. It might go down. Not likely to go do that very much, but maybe. And it's likely to go up. Yeah, that's possible too. But unless you're willing to put your foot on the accelerator and leave the gas station and use what you have, you can't get filled up again. So you see the connection? God has given you gifts. One, two, maybe more. And unless you use those gifts, they don't benefit anything or anybody. And you can't get filled up again. So life is a constant in God's mind of he gives us, we use what he has, what he's given us, what we have, and then he gives us more. You see, God has given you gifts. And as we go through the week, we'll talk about some of these, some here, some in other places in the Bible, but he's given you gifts. Gifts that are intended to help somebody in some situation. They're not for you. They're for you to pass along. Now think about it this way. Maybe I'm just all wet here, but I love giving gifts. I get such a thrill out of giving. It doesn't really matter whether I get or not. Faith fusses at me. Well, not really fusses. She laughs at me because I buy and give away clothes. She says more than anybody she's ever known. Well, I think her circle of knowledge is pretty small. I don't buy a lot of things. But after I've used them a while, I'll give them away. In fact, I kind of have a self-imposed limit. A number of years ago, I decided whatever I had was enough. So I can't buy something unless I get rid of something or it wore out. That's my purchasing process. And sometimes I give away some really, really nice things that they're hard to give away, but I'm not going to get if I don't give. And so the same principle works with the gifts that God has given you. If you just hoard them, they become of no value. Think of it this way. While we're all not very good money managers, we do all have some money that we do something with. But let's suppose we got some money and we put it in a jar and we put it in the ground. What good would it do us? It won't even grow. And then if we die, nobody knows it's there, so it doesn't ever get used. God doesn't want us to live that way. He wants us to take the gifts that He's given us and use them to help those who need them. And then, as we do that, He gives us some more, and we can start the circle all over again. Well, that's the kind of thing I'm going to talk about this week. So I'll leave you with this question. What gifts has God given you? Take a piece of paper and write it down. Even if you think God hasn't given you squat, He has. So write it down. Look at it. Think about it. And I'll be back tomorrow and talk about maybe what's even on your list. Thanks so much for listening. Hope you have a really, really great day. And I hope you have a fantastic week. If there's anything we can do to help you out, let us know. We will do everything we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. God bless you. I'll be back tomorrow.